once again, not a lot to share. I did sew this for me, and I sewed stuff for trades. The person, oh, I still have this jingly tiny monchichi that flows on my desk. The person with whom I'm doing this trade likes all colors, the brighter the better, at once. So I took that as my cue to do all the print mixing, and I'm still on a big kick with using that last pattern that I shared with the extended shoulders, and you put sleeves on it, because when you add the sleeves, suddenly you've got your pattern mixing opportunities. Like, yes, I know this isn't the most bright and colorful, but some of these pattern mixes I had had sitting around for a while thinking they would go together well. Well, actually no, that was just this one. This one I had sitting around for a while thinking those will go together well. But everything else that I ended up mixing was just, you know, I had pulled out a pile of super bright print cloth and put it over for inspiration, and I just started grabbing stuff. So, like I said, I'd had these two together, and I think I used up almost the last of this. That's another thing. Like, this one, the sleeve's not turned all the way out. This one that I used on the sleeves here is something that Pandora sent, and there wasn't a lot of it, so I used most of it to make the sleeves, which, again, I like using up the last bits of a cloth. I like that. So I enjoy using things up. So there's those two, and this one, this is also Pandora. This was Queen of Squids cloth. This was actually a fat quarter that the child picked out years ago when he actually was young and would still go cloth shopping with me. So I think I thrifted this star, and even though I did not use the last of it on this particular shirt, when I made it the dress version, I did. Like I said, these are pretty much the dresses I'm making for me now, which I might eventually actually make them with long sleeves myself, but right now the whole point of these dresses is that it is very hot summertime and I want to wear something cute while I sweat. So anyway, there's that. And then I did use up the last, I think this was from Susan. This I'm pretty sure is from Bailey. So I used up the last of that. I did not use up the last of this. I don't know, maybe it was, I can't remember if this was Susan or Bailey, because I actually found, I thought I used the last of it, but I found a little bit more in the cloth stash that's over here, so that says to me it was probably Susan. But I know this cat print came from Bailey, and it went really well with the Paisley Edelweiss print. And I know I don't need to remember where every print comes from for everything I have, but it's just, I like to give thanks to the proper people. So if I showed something here that gave, like, I know this head came from Flo, I believe Flo, and this wig is from Safi or Fire Spirited. So I like to thank people, but I know I can forget because I am human. So I did sew a little bit for my dolls with the same pattern. Another print that Kate Pandora sent, it was these two triangles of this that had obviously been cut out to be used for quilt paneling, a quilt block. I'll get the word right eventually. So there wasn't a lot of it, but I was able to squeeze out this shirt with these shorter sleeves and the cut on the bias, which doesn't really show until you look at the back. And the way the sleeve is on the bias and then the sleeve band is on a bias in the other direction. And then I wanted to make a quick skirt to go with this shirt. I was initially going to use Cosmo Moore's long A-line skirt pattern, but what I had left of this, which was the cloth that I used for the skirt on the dress that I made and wore last week, didn't have enough, there wasn't enough of it to make Cosmo's pattern. Although I think there actually was, because I was just working with the bigger piece, and after I cut this out, and I initially thought I would sew it all the way down and make it sort of a cocoon shape, and I cut that out and thought, I don't want to do that, and then I pulled out the rest. I found that I had more of this, and if I had realized I had more of this from the start, I probably could have done Cosmo's dress, but I didn't, so I reconsidered and I decided I would just do the vents like that. So anyway, and when I first made this shirt, I wasn't sure who I wanted to dress in it because she was wearing an outfit that I'd made for her that I really liked. So I decided, yes, I wanted her in this outfit, and I just took her outfit and put it on somebody else. And you can see it is a little baggy on the original Made to Move size body because it was made for the curvy body, but that's fine. I don't think there is a proper fit, again, on this style of garment. And another thing I had wanted to do, since right now, like I said, all I want to do for all my trades, and even thinking about John's birthday sewing, which I'm going to be super late on because his birthday is like next week. I just want to sew this. They go together so fast and easy, and when you add in this opportunity for print mixing, it's just a lot of fun. But John does have some curvy dolls, but John also has smaller dolls. And there's another trade I'm working on, the one that these are going to. There's also, I can be sewing for 60 centimeter dolls. So I thought, well, what if I made this pattern for smaller dolls and larger dolls? I have sketched it out for the 60 centimeter dolls. I know they're out of frame, but I have some of my BJDs over here. I have not tested that yet, but I do things the hard way. I know I could just print the patterns, probably enlarge or reduce them, but I'm starting from scratch. I don't know if I'll share these patterns, so right now they're just pencil scribbles on the paper left over from when I print mailing labels for eBay. And I'm starting to do eBay again, so that's also where some of my time went that wasn't dull time between last week and this week. Anyway, so I tested the first potential Blythe size shirt like that, and I came up with this. Again, I managed to use the last of this. This was something that a skirt that I had made before using all of this that I got. This was from the Fantastic Creations D-Stash, and this was Susan Cloth. So this does have the drop extended shoulders, just of course since the Blythe body, the arms can't move out. You can't show it off quite the same way as you can with curvy. So this was my first try making this shirt. And of course this head was on a Dress Me type doll that Tiffy thrifted, and she touched up the face paint to just make her completely out. I think the doll was kind of outraged being with, but Tiffy just put her over the top, and I strung the head onto a Blythe body, one of the Blythe bodies that Jane sent. So, and the shoes are from a Briar Horse Rider. I can't remember if these are the ones that I bought like 12 years ago or if this is from a thrifted doll. And I stained them myself with a wash to try to bring out the details. And the hat is from a not Love to Knit doll clothes on Etsy. It was some other place that was selling inexpensive, strange knit stuff for Barbie size. And there was one sweater I got that had a matching hat. And I like to put this doll on hats because her forehead, her hairline is really high. And I'm not sure if I want to just, I do like the just mohair glued to her head that they do with all these old dolls. It could be saran. It's either saran or mohair. Or I might put her in one of the wigs that Safi made. I haven't decided yet. So, it's getting dark outside. It might storm, but I think the camera's probably just said I hope it's bright enough to see things in here. If not, I'm sorry. You know, I just do these videos as fast as I can. Sometimes I think about turning the lights on. Usually I don't. Anyway, so I think the shirt is a decent success. I'm going to try it a few more times. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to share the pattern for Blythe size or if I'm just going to sew a million of them to send it to John. And I figured that would be the whole video. But when I went to the post office today, there was a box. Now, I did not recognize the name on the return label, which I pulled off so I wouldn't have to, you know, deal with accidentally not covering it up or not covering it up enough like I tend to do in these videos. I seem to remember someone contacting me and saying, hey, can I send you a box, but it might take a while. I don't think that was the person's name on here, but it might be. So let's open this and find out. It might not even be dolls. I might end up deleting everything after this. I might open up and say, oh, that's not dolls. Nope, I see cloth. So, I'm thinking it is doll stuff. Is there... Alright, I found... Oh, okay, this is someone who follows me on YouTube, who is surprising me. Hi, Andrea. My name is Michelle, and I've been following on various social media for a while now. I've been cleaning out some of my childhood dolls and found something you might like. If you're not struck by them, feel free to pass them on. I also included a couple fabrics. Sorry, they're a bit boring, but I wasn't doing anything, so I thought maybe you could. Hope you enjoy. Best, Michelle. Okay, thank you for this complete surprise, Michelle. And there's no such thing as a boring fabric, because all you do, if it is boring, is you sew it to one that's not boring, and it becomes an accent. So, like one of the things I saw in here was some wonderfully scaled gingham, which I don't know if you remember, you in general. I made a dress for my Catwalk Kitty hybrid doll. It was on a painted to match gymnast Barbie body, where I had this as one part of it and a larger gingham check as the bottom, and I was actually thinking I would like to make a skirt out of gingham to go with this, but I didn't want to use a larger gingham, so I might still do that. Actually, this shirt made out of this is going to be cute, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with all of this now that I think about it, is just make a whole bunch of these shirts from this. I would wear it. Purple is also good. You know, I have not a lot of solid colors. Almost all the solid color cloth I have is stuff that just was in, like, grab bags. So some of the colors are really weird, so I actually don't have any good purple. And, you know, that's a great combination. So yeah, there's no such thing as boring cloth. Oh, very nice Howleen. I like Howleen. I'm about to go through all of my dolls and finally, you know, I used to have a reputation as sort of a doll merry-go-round revolving door kind of person. I'd get a doll, a brand new kind of doll, I'd get it, or I'd get an older doll and I'd customize it, and then after a few months I'd find new homes for them. So like last year, the year before, I decided, you know, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to hold on to dolls. I'm going to treasure them. And even if I don't treasure them, I'll put them in a big box and I can go back and rediscover them after a while. But it's gotten to the point where I'm just I have too many dolls. So I have doll people coming out of state to visit me in a few weeks. And that's what part of this big trade is. And I'm getting ready for that. And then after that, I'm going to really sit down and work on sorting my dolls. And I'm probably going to get rid of... I don't have a lot of Monster High, but I know I'm going to keep everybody with pink hair, probably. So I know I have one Howleen who I painted her eyes to be entirely brown, like dog, and curled her hair. I have another Howleen that John painted. So, actually, you know what I want to do? What I've wanted to do with a Howleen for a while, or with pretty much any stock Mattel doll, is give her some rooted eyelashes, and I think that this will be fun with rooted eyelashes. Alright, this video is going to be super long if I do that much for every doll. Alright, I never got this variation on the Desiree sculpt when it was in the store, so thank you. I don't know if I want to repaint her or not. Her hair is great. Oh, her hair color is nice. Project MC squared. They do have cute bodies. Actually prefer the legs on the ones that aren't articulated. I've been meaning to dig out my Cyclops girl and do more photos with her. I believe she's on a non-articulated MC squared body. And a good non-cracked neck gymnast Barbie. I can't remember if this was the original face or not. I'm not that familiar with Superstar dolls. But you know, I will talk like I am. That's probably how I understand. Oh, another gymnast. Cool. Very similar eyes. Is it the same doll? No, I don't think it's quite this. No, it's not the same doll. The mouths are completely different. can't lean forward too far because I don't know what I did last Thursday to my knee, but it reminded me that I'm old. So I actually have my knee out straight under this desk. It's almost better. I've been babying it, and it's not doing the weird, disturbing stuff it was. So we're fine. I'm just being cautious. And the 87 skipper, which I have quite a few of these that I want to customize now. So this can give me another idea to work with. Good old Millie. I still have not actually repainted a Millie. I thought it would be fun for a while to take a Millie, or the one I think they call Bambi or Teresa, and actually repaint it in a Superstar style. And a few people have done that, but I still have not gotten around to it. That's one thing I'm hoping once I get all this sewing for dolls done that I can get back to actually cobbling dolls together and painting them. Because I have ideas. Is it Tootsie or... Does it say Barker? Anyway, I've seen this head on dolls. There's a lot more stuff in here than I expected that you. And great earrings from that line of sparkly tropical dolls. And see, oh yeah, this was the skipper whose eyes were painted smaller. It was like one of the last skippers I think they made with this sculpt. You see what a difference in her eyes. I think there was another one who also had small eyes that was my main skipper for a while with the head sculpt. In the late 90s, I decided I wanted one of every head sculpt, which was kind of easy to do. I, of course, at the time, it was the late and pre, you can buy anything you want on the internet, late 90s, so I was missing a lot of the vintage sculpts. But I would like pick the uber example of each one, so I don't remember which skipper I had in this sculpt, but she was one with the smaller eyes. I don't think it was this one. And another, let's see, was this one of the, I think this was one with the Olympics theme, since she has much redder and bluer makeup than the pink and teal of that one. Cool. Oh, that was completely unexpected, Michelle. Thank you so much. I want to work on dolls. Of course, I think part of it is my brain rebelling against the you need to sew, you need to sew, you need to sew. My brain going, I don't wanna. But I do, since the people are coming here and I will see them face to face, and I want to be able to give them stuff since we're just trading. And yeah, so I think I'm out of stuff to say. I don't know if I'm gonna, sew another dress next week, but I do like the accomplishment of getting a dress sewn every week, even when they're fairly simple dresses. But that does also take away from doll time. And I'm hoping to have, like I said, maybe not more of this shirt, because I'm sure anyone who would do a trade with me wouldn't want to get like 20 of the exact same shirt. Especially since of the pattern I shared, and they could probably make them themselves, although I know this person doesn't sew. I don't think she watches my videos either, so. So cool, this turned out to be a more interesting video than I expected. I've been slumping the whole time, haven't I? So, okay, so, yes, so I guess it's time to edit the video. And it's going to be a weird evening for me because the kiddo has a dentist appointment tonight because he has some baby teeth that the dentist says those should be out by now, so we're going to take him out. So that'll be fun tonight. And so I probably won't do anything else doll today. And it's a cliche by now, but we'll see what I do next week. So thanks for watching. Thanks again, Michelle.